one, I always pull up reference just to get like a feel for the character, have like make sure that I know what I'm doing. And then as I'm doing reference, usually in my head, I start thinking about so big. I start thinking about conditions that I might want to have this character in. And with new characters, it's sometimes a little tricky because I'm not fully familiar with the character. But it's always fun trying to come up with like new pose ideas, get familiar with characters. So you're going to see me start laying down a basic idea that I want to draw. And then I'll adjust it slowly, make sure all my proportions are right, make sure my anatomy connects everything. Because even though I draw really cute, I'm very, very conscious of my anatomy. So I'll always start off with a layout first, because with a layout, I could work out my anatomy, work out my poses, and then I could go into detail afterwards. And I find this process works a lot better than if you just go in and commit yourself to a pose, and then you're like, oh, wait, nothing here connects properly. Well, did you think about your anatomy? Most likely you did not. So I try to be very cautious about how everything connects, play around, rescale. And that's what's nice about working digitally is you can really rescale and adjust things, especially if you're working with a sketch. It's like the eraser. Don't be afraid to use the eraser. The eraser is your best friend.
Have you always been digital, or did you start out traditional?
I started off traditional. Like when I worked on My Little Pony, all the earlier issues were all done traditionally. And then I switched over to digital later on because as I started getting more comfortable with digital and faster, I realized that, yes, I don't get the original art money, but at the same time, it just makes it a lot easier to make corrections. And when you work on licensed properties, there are a lot of corrections. So it just makes it so much more convenient to be like, oh, yes, I can fix this. Sorry if my lines get a little wonky. I'm lagging a bit. I should have restarted my computer, but I didn't.
No worries. We can barely tell on our end. And for those of you out in the audience, if you want to come up and ask some questions yourself or just hang out, feel free to raise your hand. More than welcome up on stage. Agnes, I saw that your Kickstarter actually surpassed its goal. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, my God. I am so happy. And now we're on the stretch goals, which is really cool. Like, even though I put my goal as 10K, I put it as 10K for safety because it literally just like the midget covers everything. But it will be really every Kickstarter as an artist to take a little time off to work on your next project. You always want that extra funding to be a cushion. So I really want to try to aim for the stretch goals because one, people get free art and stuff with the stretch goals. But two, it'll be really nice to have a little profit so I could start working on the next project I want to work on and not have to worry. So now it's all about the stretch goals, making the books cooler. But I'm so grateful it got funded. It got funded in 32 hours, yo. That was crazy.
That is crazy. How long is the campaign open for?
Till I believe April 14th. Yeah, I believe April 14th is when it goes. It's like 21 days left in the campaign now. But it's awesome because it got funded so quickly, focusing on the stretch goals makes it so at least I'm focusing on one thing at a time because Kickstarters are so hard and they take up so much time.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. She Spawn in the audience says, tell her I wouldn't be offended if a pony somehow makes it into this drawing. She Spawn believes friendship is magic. So take his word for it or not. Choice is yours. I don't know if you can legally throw a pony in there. As long as it's not
it would have to be a no-name pony. I can't use I can't use established characters. If I could make generic ponies.
She Spawn riding a pony?
That
sounds complicated.
Actually, I might be able to do that. Wait, let me see what I can do here.
Yeah, for those of you who are curious and interested in her Kickstarter, if you actually click on Agnes's profile, there's a direct link to her Kickstarter page. You can go ahead and check that out and fund it if you are interested in doing so.
And you could, even if you cannot support, some people have been awesome and just like even supporting whatever they can contribute just to make this project come to life, which I thought was also super cool, because I know not everyone always has the funds. But if you can support an independent artist, support independent artists, so we can keep doing all the cool stuff that we do and putting out cool art. Actually, you know what?
Wow.
Let's rotate this. And also, don't be committed to your drawing, guys. Like, I just totally started a brand new drawing just because of a request that was made in audience. And I decided, you know what? This might make a cooler drawing. So don't be committed, especially this is why we do layouts, guys, is layouts. So that way we can make these types of changes and not cry because I wasn't committed to that drawing. This is a pretty dynamic pose, but now we have a pony. So.
Oh, this looks amazing already. You don't even have any structure. I mean, you have the structure, but nothing else. Wow. How long do drawings usually take you?
It depends. I'm going to be doing a speed drawing today. So my speed drawing is only going to take about an hour or so, give or take. If I do professional drawings, they definitely take longer. They could take up to a day, but I try my best when I work on comic pages. I try to pencil at least minimum 2 a day to make it worth it for the pay, especially, fun fact, guys, the big companies, unless you're an A-list like an Adam Hughes, they don't actually pay as well as you would think. So because of that, I have to average a certain amount a day to make it survivable and profitable. So I try to keep very consistent with at least 2 pencils a day.
Interesting. I remember a little while ago we were talking about how you actually already have some art ready to go and you're interested in releasing it on Solana. What kind of project were you working on?
It is an art collection. It's like a smaller generative art collection, but it's a fat pony collection that's really hilarious and funny because I thought it would be amazing if everyone had themselves their very own funny fat pony. And since I draw for My Little Pony, it just felt so appropriate to give a fat pony collection. And they're very ridiculous. They're very chonky.
Chonky ponies? That sounds like something the NFT community loves.
Yes. So that's the art's mostly like inked and penciled. I just have to still color it. I just had to put it aside because I got put on an issue of Teen Titans Go, and then I wanted to launch my Kickstarter as well. And you're always multitasking as an artist, so no matter what you want to do, there's not enough hours in a day. So I want to try to make, it's going to be a little tricky because I'm going to be saying no to more published stuff, but I think it'll pay off because I really want to do more of my own stuff this year. I want to make more of that switch.
For sure.
And funding my Kickstarter makes it possible. Just saying.
Well, yeah, right, we already had a few people in the audience said that they would love to buy some fat ponies. So you already garnered some interest.
Yay. Yeah, and I'm honestly very much considering Solana because I already launched stuff on Ethereum. Oh, today I also launched my very first base NFT, which is the base, the new Coinbase layer.
You launched an NFT on Coinbase?
Yeah, on their base network.
How is that process?
You know what? It actually is exactly the same. I use a program called, it's an app called Manifold. And Manifold helps you make your own contracts. So I basically made my own open edition contract and I launched my own open edition that way. I launched a few open editions back when NFTs were doing well. Like I launched a little cute doggo one. I launched this cute little llamas under the moon, like little love llamas. So like I've done it before, but I did it with the base chain, and it was actually the same process as launching an Ethereum one. So it was relatively easy. I just had to like remember, and the app was acting up a little, so that was not fun. But it doesn't have a Solana thing, so I would definitely have to figure out how to launch on Solana because that will be something different.
For sure. Someone just let me know that base is actually ETH layer 2. So
thank you, layer 2. That's what I was meant. Thank you for the correction.
So is that am I correct in assuming that's immutable X, Colby Jack, or is ETH layer 2 and immutable X two separate things? Or am I someone let me know. I know you guys know it on the audience.
Audience educated. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at explaining things, but I know how to do things.
Yeah, you are 99. You are ahead of 99.9% of artists. So good on you.
Thank you. It's really cool being able to have control of like your own art and figuring out different ways of doing it. And I like being able to play both in my regular Web 2 playground I'm super familiar with, but it's also really cool playing in the Web 3 because I like playing around with both. I like testing both because that's what I advocate is I think that creators should be using both. I don't think it should be one or the other. I think that's quite limiting. So I fully support creators playing around in both playgrounds. I think that's the best way. As an artist, you should be using all your resources.
Absolutely.
And so now I finished a very basic pencil. So once the basic pencil is done, I always make the layer like very low opacity, and then I start pulling out the inks. I myself like rather clean ink, so you're going to see very clean line art from me. So we're going to get started on that now.
Yes, and for those in the audience, you can absolutely come up and ask questions. Let's see, we got our first guest, Dave. Welcome to stage.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to ask a more like practical question rather than the drawing itself. How do you manage to put your time and effort in your drawings while also staying in the limited time you're required to submit it?
Honestly, it's just getting good at managing deadlines. And you have to be very strategic with what you find important. If like I know a lot of my friends, they prefer going out a lot. Like my friends are out on a Friday night and I am here streaming because I'd much rather be streaming here right now. So like part of it is finding the time within your own schedule to just get things done and be very strict with your deadlines. I find a lot of people don't honor their deadlines very well, and it helps you fall off schedule a lot. And I have ADHD, so I have to like really get into the now deadlines because if my brain isn't in now mode, it just doesn't want to do stuff. So it's always a challenge I find myself fighting with is putting myself in that mode where I'm like, okay, brain, you have to do this. But be very, very committed to your deadlines. Set personal deadlines. So let's, for example, pretend you have like a 20 book page deadline and you don't know how to reach it. Be your own boss and set yourself those weekly deadlines to hit every single weekly deadline as though your editor set those weekly deadlines. Because if you don't set those personal deadlines and then you're going and all of a sudden you're trying to get every single thing done that last week, you're going to skip your deadlines. You're not going to make it. You're going to be struggling. So a lot of it is being your own boss. And one of the things which I neglected, which now I'm starting to put more commitment in it, like launching my Kickstarter, is when you're working for companies, you get very comfortable because you're having a regular paycheck. And having a regular paycheck is very safe. But then you start neglecting your own work. And one thing which I'm personally working on right now is that balance between, yes, I need the paycheck, but if I neglect creating for myself, I'm never going to get out of I need to get out of working for a publisher's bubble. So I decided to finally take that. But a lot of it is your own time commitments, balance, and deadlines. I hope that kind of answers, I think.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. That's a great question.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, Dave. Hope you have a good night.
Thank you. It's actually morning.
Oh, hope you have a great morning then.
Ooh.
Where are you at?
Southeast Asia.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Well, welcome. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Philippines. I love the Philippines, yo. That was a great
Oh,
trip.
I'm actually Filipino.
Oh, are you? Oh my God, dude, that was such an amazing trip. The thing I most love about the Philippines when I was there, everyone automatically treats you like family. And I thought that was like the most beautiful thing ever. And Philippines made such a great impression on me.
Yeah, that's what we do a lot. It's very common to have communities of Filipinos.
Well, sure.
So thank you for having me. Thank you. This is an honor. Thank you. Thank you.
For sure. Have a good rest of your day, Dave.
Thank you.
Cool to see people from all over the world tuning in.
That's so neat. I really love the Philippines. Oh my gosh, Filipino food is so hearty, but so delicious. Oh my God, every meal I had there was just so good. I like food, so
What are the places
feed me
been
whatever you
besides the
want.
Philippines?
Sorry?
So what other places have you traveled to besides the Philippines?
Well, I'm originally from Poland, so I was born there. So I have traveled back a few times over the years. I haven't gone back for about 8 years. So hopefully this year is the year I'm finally making it back to Poland again to see what family I have there. I go to Japan almost yearly. So I really love going to Japan. I will be there in May for Osaka Comic-Con, which is a show. It'll be my second year doing Osaka Comic-Con, so I'm very excited for that. Where else have I been? I've been to South Korea once, and I would really, really love to go back. I'm a big fan of skincare, so I never thought I could buy so much skincare till I went to Korea one time, and I'm like, well, I guess I filled an entire luggage up. I haven't been to too many places in Europe. I've been to France years ago. Where else have I been? I've been to Hong Kong once. I would love to go back.
Oh wow, you're well traveled.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, one thing which I didn't expect comics to give me, which I am so extremely grateful, was the opportunity to travel. Because growing up, it was just me and my mom. So we didn't actually travel a lot. All our money was saved up to make sure we could visit my grandparents while they're still alive in Poland. But other than Poland, that was like really the only place I traveled. So when I started becoming successful in comics and these opportunities to travel started coming up, I started taking advantage of them, even though I had a insane fear of flying, which I did get over. No choice, flying as much as I do. But it's definitely one thing I've been taking advantage of is the travel aspect of the success that comics brings. Because one, I think it's so unique to comics to be an artist and be able to travel doing what you love. And every day I am so grateful for it because it was something I didn't expect success to bring. And it's something I think I'm very, very grateful for because I've always wanted to travel. I just never could. So now I can. And it's all thanks to working in comics. So thank you, comic books, for bringing dreams to reality.
Well, I think it's also, you got to thank yourself a little bit for making some pretty badass art.
Well, yes, it definitely is because of hard work. Hard work definitely pays off. And I've been doing this for over 18 years. So it's a lot of years of hard work.
If you,
you know what I should be doing? Oh my God, I totally forgot to record the time lapse. Well,
halfway through. Perfect. That's actually amazing.
At least we remembered.
Yeah. If you could, is there any places that you haven't traveled to that you're really wanting to?
I really want to go to Taiwan. Oh. One of my friends is there now, and I'm very jealous because I've heard amazing things about the food. I would love to visit more of Europe. I've never been to like Greece or Italy before, which surprises many people based on like where I have traveled. So those are definitely places I would love to go.
Greece and Italy are really beautiful.
Oh my God, and the food and the wine. I
gotta say Italian's food better than Greece food, in my opinion.
Really? Have you been to both or?
I have.
Oh.
Yes, and I gotta say, I like Greek food. It's just, you can't go wrong with Italian, ever.
No, definitely not. And I've never been to Spain as well, so I really would love to go to Spain. And Vietnam. I would like to go to Vietnam too. And Thailand.
Oh wow, you got a few locations on your bucket list.
Oh, the bucket list keeps growing and growing and growing. Most of them are food and like architecture related because I love like history and architecture.
Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean architecture related? You want to see like buildings?
Like I love like old buildings and old temples and history, and I love learning about history, and that's why I love Japan. Is I love getting lost and like seeing the temples and really exploring, and I love countries that I could do that have like a very rich history to them. You need more hair back here.
The speed drawings come together nicely.
Thank you. Pony needs more hair over here, so we're
I think this is the most unique she spawn we've ever seen in this
Bring in a pony artist, you get a pony and a she spawn. I know, and the pony will be spawnified too, because I thought that would be appropriate.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, and if anybody on the audience is too shy to come up and ask a question themselves, feel free to type out in the comments, and I will ask it for you.
There we go. That's a little better.
So I remember you said you do like a lot of these live drawings. How often are you doing these live drawings, and do you like have your own channel where you do them, or do you usually do it as like a guest in some community?
So I used to do them quite frequently. I used to have this little challenge where you prompted me ideas, and then I had like an hour and a half to draw those ideas. So that was always super, super fun to do. But conventions started up, and also the market went boom, boom. So they weren't really selling on OpenSea. So that was kind of like, okay, well, I guess we're taking a break from this. But it was really fun doing the live draws. The type of live draws I do sometimes now is on Whatnot is I take live requests. I mean, your little booties. So I do live requests. The little quicker ones are usually postcard to 6x6 drawings, but they're still really fun to do. It would be really cool to start up. I'm going to be doing live draws on TikTok and Instagram for art from my book. So if you want to see some really cool process art from the art of the book, I'm going to be doing those when I'm not like for the next like 2-3 weeks till my book concludes. So I'll be doing those on TikTok and Instagram and just like live drawing like the process art from that. So that will be a focus just because that way I could promote the book and people can actually see it come to life. And I know a lot of people like watching things come to life.
Yeah, it's just as good as seeing the finished thing.
You know what? I like this one. To adjust.
Yeah, people in the audience are baffled. They stepped away for a few minutes, came back, and there's so much more on the page.
Yeah, it's really interesting because like I see things in my head, like, and I try to like recreate them, and like when I do these speed ones, it's kind of like I have to really trust what I'm doing because it is just like, okay, I have this time limit. It's kind of like when I spoke about deadlines earlier. This is just another form of setting deadlines. So when I start this, I know how long I have. This is you don't have a choice. You need to finish this in this amount of time kind of thing. Because it's a live draw. I don't want you guys to watch. We have
had artists in the past be here for 4 hours, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Not saying you have to do that. Please be here do your lot of time. But there's definitely some people in the community that will stay here no matter how long you take.
That's so cool. Yeah, no, this is all trained too. Like I had to because I was so determined to learn how to do live draws, I actually trained myself to do these speed drawings. And the biggest challenge with these speed drawings is making sure to come up with compositions that make sense, anatomy makes sense as quickly as possible. When the Inspector Gadget collection launched on the Dapper wallet, when I did them, one of the promotional things we're doing is the live draws. So that was really good training because each and every one of them had to be an hour. And a lot of time I went live on like YouTube podcast kind of things where I'm like, okay, it's only an hour. Can you draw something? I'm like, I got it. And at first I'm like, I don't know if I got it. But eventually I got it.
Oh yeah, no, this skill is probably super helpful, especially like conventions and stuff. You probably can cook something up quick for people if they.
Yeah, I actually only take live requests at conventions. So when you come to me, I actually don't take a list or anything. It's all just live on the spot requests. So you see them come to life, and then you get a video to take home. And the main reason I do that is because I already sit at home and like basically just talk to myself all the time. So it's really nice. So I'm deciding which chain to do. So it's really nice going to a convention and really interacting with people. Because if I wanted to do more of what I do at home, what's the point of doing conventions in my eyes? So for me, I'm just going to use this as a base because I like this line weight better. So for me, I train myself to do the live drawing because it's more interactive. It's a much more unique experience than taking a commission list, which if I wanted to do that, I could just stay home. So I do live drawing only at conventions. And it's more fun for me. I think it's more fun for everyone because not a lot of people can make art appear on the spot.
No. That takes a lot of talent, especially quickly.
Guys, practice. It's an amazing thing.
Does your mind ever turn off of art, or even when you're not drawing, you're always thinking of it?
It's very, very rare. My mind is completely off of art. It's almost always going, which is kind of annoying because it definitely makes my off switch very, very rare to go off. My mind's almost always like draw, which sometimes it could be a little more off.
Do you have like a journal behind your bed? So if an idea pops up, you don't want to forget about it?
So I actually keep Evernote notes, which then I have a lot of, and because I'm very unorganized, my notes just keep getting more notes and more notes and more notes and more notes. One day they might be sorted out, but I definitely keep notes whenever something comes to my mind. A lot of time, as annoying as it is, I get a lot of my ideas as I'm trying to fall asleep, which doesn't help with the sleep part.
Yeah.
But then I'm constantly getting up and grabbing my phone to put in notes, and I'm like, gosh, darns it. I just want to sleep right now. So very, very nice time.
Yeah. But that's also when usually people think of all their ideas, is right when they're about to sleep.
Gosh. It's because that's when like my realize, because during the day I'm usually busy doing things, so I don't realize how bad my stress levels are till I'm like calm and trying to sleep, and all of a sudden my body's like, hey, you remembered you were stressed, right? And I'm like, oh no. And I didn't realize how hyper stressed I've been with the Kickstarter, and like it's been a little bit of an unhealthy stress, but I'm managing it now that it's launched and I only have to focus on the stretch goals. It's definitely calming down a little, but I kept forgetting to eat. Like I forgot to eat before this, so I'm definitely gonna have to eat after, because I was like one thing another. I had to relearn how to use Manifold to launch the NFT that I launched today. Plus I was working on my pages for my deadline, and then I was editing the videos because I do all these motivational videos because I'm always doing 100 things at once. But that's kind of how my mind just goes.
So you said you released an NFT today. Was it open edition so anybody could go and grab it?
Yeah. It's an open edition on the Base network. It is a summary of how I feel about the NFT space, and it's literally a fly late to the party because there was oh my gosh, what's his name now? Sorry, my multitasking brain can't switch right now. Xcopy released this fly art on Base that was like super successful. He did really good. And then people started doing their own derivatives of the fly on the wall. And of course, me being me and being very ill-informed of what's happening around me, everyone's like, oh yeah, you heard about how well the fly thing did. I'm like, the fly, what now? And then that's why my fly is late to the party, because whenever something new comes out, I'm always one of the last ones half the last one to know. Compared to my industry, I'm still early, but I kind of live in my own little bubble sometimes, and I forget I'm like that. So my fly's late to the party because that's typical Agnes. There we go. That's turning out really cool. So now we have our inks in place. I'm going to fix the chain. Okay, it's white. I need this black. Awesome. So the chain's going to be thicker. Just making it thicker there. Maybe I just have to outline it myself. Ooh, sorry, I'm talking to myself to just figure out the best approach.
No worries. Everyone has their own creative process.
Oh, okay. You know what? We'll keep that on, and then we're going to try this out. You know what? Before I do this is sometimes what I do is I copy and make a new layer and hide it because it's making it too thick. Ooh, I know what to do. Ooh. I have an idea. Okay.
Ooh.
See if this works. Because I want it to be. Oops. Clear this. There we go. Perfect.
Kobe Jack said Xcopy is reposting a lot of derivatives on Twitter of open editions on Coinbase, so make sure to tag him.
Awesome. I'm glad he's tagged in that post then.
Perfect.
I love
How many editions have been minted yet? Do you know?
0.
0?
Let me go look.
Well, if any of you out there have a Coinbase account, go mint yourself a free NFT.
Yeah, you don't even need a Coinbase account. You could do it through MetaMask. It just links over to the Manifold app, and you could link it. You could do it directly through the Manifold. It just connects you to the Base network. So you just have to make sure to have Base currency.
Oh.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, you need the base currency though in order to mint it.
Well, the base currency is ETH, so you just need ETH, but you need it on the base chain. So you just move ETH over to the base chain.
Got you.
One day I'll be better at explaining these things.
You're the first artist we've had on that was able to school me in crypto knowledge. So thank you.
Haha, it feels really cool because I don't even think I know that much. Okay, so okay, I know what I'm doing now. White. Let's just do white. Cool. Let's set that down because we needed it inside, and then we're gonna do this. Let's see if this works. Problem solving. Yes, it worked.
Oh wow, worked like a charm.
I just needed it to get on the outside, and then I'm gonna adjust it because it's not picking up fully in all the spaces, but it's doing a good enough job that I could work with this. Cool. So now this one. I'm gonna do that so that way I could go back and clean this up. Cool. What I should have done first. Yeah.
What kind of colors are you thinking for this piece?
Standard-ish colors are nice green. Okay, so it was on the right one. Clean that up. Outline this.
Oh, perfect. Kobe Jack actually just posted the link to the Manifold.
Yay,
for any of
thank
you that want to.
you.
I'm here. Am I late? What a cute fly.
Thank you. He's very excited, unaware that it's a tiny bit late to the party, as per usual. Come on, don't lag. Oh. Yay. Okay, so now that I have this, I am going to... There you go. Look how clean that looks. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now I need the reference. So I know what's green, what's red. So our outfit is more of a red. So now I'm going to I'm just going to put a little folder, which I should have been keeping folders, but since I'm doing this quickly, I'm not very organized with my folder. So let's get her hair color. Cool. Oops. Too dark. Lighter. There we go. And now I'm going to put my flat. So this is called flatting right now, guys. So I'm basically going in, picking what needs to be flat, adding that thing, finding if there's any mistakes that I want to fix. Like right here, I got to erase that. Now I'm going back here. Even when I'm working for published work or my own personal work, the same logic applies to every single thing I do. It's just the speed that I do it at changes. All right. I missed a little spot here. Do the pony to match her colors. Her little matching pony.
Yeah, she spawned in a pony. You make it work very well because the hair is like just a very similar style.
I love it. Do something cute. I'm known for cute, and I do cute well. Outfit more slightly deeper red. So that way it's a little bit different than her top. Perfect. That's too dark. Go lighter. Perfect. And her outfit is red. Da, 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 da. Oh no! Do you guys see what I did? I forgot her other foot.
Yeah, where's her other leg?
It's vanished. Let's put it in here. My bad. We kind of forgot about her other leg. But this is digital. And with digital, you can fix things. Now she has a leg.
Good as new. Now she can actually stand on the horse.
Oh, sit on the horse. Sit on the horse. There you go. That works better. And now go back with the red. Yay! Ooh, you're
You spawn, you said you're gonna win this piece. How many OCT are you willing to part with? Oh wow.
Green.
Someone you don't have to take the audience suggestions, however, because this guy, his suggestions are usually a little iffy. No offense, Gunslinger from Hell, but he requests a cowboy hat somewhere on this piece. I'm just kidding, Gunslinger. You know I like messing with you.
There it is. Cowboy hat would have
every bit of OCT.
It out. No, but then I would have had to leave space where the hair was to make the cowboy hat work.
Yeah, it might be a little late for that suggestion.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, Nora, I'm on everyone's side.
Her hands are too short, and I would have to readjust it a bit or make her leaning back a bit because I don't want to kill her little arm. But next time, we have to come back and do a next rodeo pony one.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I'm sure the community would love to have you back.
Part 2.
Agnes live drawing part 2. Yeah, maybe once you get further through your own comic book, you could come back and show us off some of that as well as the live drawing.
Heck yeah. All right, yeah, the pony looks better in green.
Green pony. Yeah, this is coming along nicely. Gentlemen, Noir, I'm on no sides. I'm omnipresent. I just like messing with Gunslinger from Hell from time to time. Oh, yeah. Craig asks, how do we get this drawing? This drawing will be a 1-of-1 digital collectible. So there'll only be one minted, and we are going to be auctioning off in OddKey Community Tokens, which is OddKey's reward currency. You can earn those by staking any OddKey collectible, by participating in our team nights, or win them through giveaways. I've seen whose side you're on, Remdog. I don't even want to hear it, Gunslingers. I don't want to hear this slander. But Craig, that is how you get the drawing. It's going to be a 1-of-1, so it'll be hard-pressed to acquire, as some people in our community are eagerly awaiting this piece with a lot of OCT. However, you can still appreciate its beauty and not own it.
I'm going to set Now you guys are about to see the background go lime green. It's because I need a color. So if you guys are coloring and you need to figure out what color to place things in, so you could tell that this got moved around, set like a really bright color that goes against like a white, and it'll help you figure out what you're missing and how to fix it. Just a little tip for digital colors out there. So I couldn't see my white, so I picked a really, really bright color, and then I knew exactly what I was doing. Go right here. These things are white. Oops, wrong brush. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to set these. Right. And white as well. And then the chain is gray. So let's go to a gray, lighter gray. That was lighter. Oh yeah, the chain is white. So I need to go over here, find my white layer. So this is my white layer. Haha, okay. Look at that. Look at that. I love that I said that way. Look how quickly I was able to color that afterwards. Haha. Sometimes you gotta be smart about how you do things. Let's color this in because this didn't get copied when I set my thing.
Yeah, now you get into the tedious portion of it, huh?
Yeah, especially that when I did it earlier, because everything was white, I didn't see a space got missed. So now I'm just manually filling it in.
Giorgio, I'm not biased here. We like to just keep it fun. Gunslinger posting pictures from my basketball game. I hope it was a good show if you were watching.
By accident deleted the chain here. So now I'm just manually just adding it. Bad.
Perfect.
Look at that. Now she's actually holding it. Fix. There you go. Now it's actually in her little hand. That is very important.
Yeah, wow. That looks great.
All right. And then I gotta make these little things. Color this one. Cool, cool. And then we need white again. A little skull. Had to have a little skull because skulls are cute and cool. And like this. Now she has a little pony's gangster with her little chain. All right, and then if I turn this off, we realize I forgot to color here, so we go back. Fun fact, I actually don't like coloring digitally. I actually don't like coloring much. I like doing watercolors, but coloring's a little tedious for me, and I lose interest, so it takes me a lot of focus to color and stay interested in the coloring process, because my mind automatically is like, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, but you have to. This is part of what we have to do right now. My mind's like, no, I feel like it. But
do you use that green background to just kind of see what you're missing, or?
Yeah. But I'm actually gonna maybe still use it.
Okay, cool.
As, because she has like she uses a lot of green in her like the clouds and stuff. I'm just plotting out shading, kind of jumping around, and I'm kind of shading a cloud background right now because I was just like, let's see if this idea for the cloud background I want to do works or not.
Again, SheSpawn says it should be an incentive or alt cover for SheSpawn #1. That would be pretty sweet. A cute covered spawn. I think there's been some chibi styles in the past. I don't see why they wouldn't do it. So she spawned riding through the clouds.
Yeah. What a guide. Ruler. Cool. Hit something by accident. I don't have a guide. Oh, that's why. Okay. Now run. Hit something because I was going too fast. Let's do another layer. This might work out here. Can't see. Cool. Right now, I'm just doing a little trial and error.
I wish Discord had an integrated lo-fi bot. Listen to some lo-fi while we're sitting here watching this.
Yeah, so you guys, I actually listen to a lot of lo-fi. Someone actually gave me a playlist for some Disney lo-fi. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm very excited to listen to some Disney lo-fi when I get a chance to the link my friend gave me.
Hey, looks like some people in the community have picked up their late fly.
Yeah. Community.
Shout out Colby, She-Spawn, and Hokage.
You know what? What am I doing? Let's just...
Oh, yeah, I'm really liking that blue that you're putting in there. Makes it pop.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, it definitely made it pop more. Let me go back to my shading. Yeah, I think the blue works really well for the background. Just gonna add a little shading to it, and I think it'll look really cool.
Yeah, it looks like they're way up in the sky.
This is basically this. My mind's just kind of like figure out. Like I have an idea. I'm rolling with it. I'm not fully sure if it'll end up the way I want it in my head. But the thing is, try, see, trial and error. Sometimes you get it off from the first shot. Sometimes you don't. But definitely have fun experimenting. Experimenting is so important whenever you're trying to, especially learn new skills. So what I really like about Clip Studio Paint is the brushes are really cool. This is actually one of my favorite brushes I'm using right now. It's a brush I use very frequently on my own pieces just because it does really cool stuff with shading and it blends colors really nicely together. It does really cool fades. You could really mess around with the shading, so I really like it a lot.
How many different brushes are you usually using on a piece?
Not that many. Usually I use 2 to 3. I'll have to go and fill in the red on her tail right there. If you guys see me forget this little nook on her tail later on, please someone remind me.
I'll let you know.
I just don't want to switch the layer because I'm using the brush. But usually, honestly, it's like the hard one, the one for the outline, and then this one. I don't like using too many brushes. Just depends on what exactly I'm going for and the idea behind it. But I try to stick to no more than like 3, unless it's like a piece that I'm like creating backgrounds. Sometimes I like creating textured backgrounds. And then you'll see me like really playing around with different brush textures. I love creating like random background textures. Like it's one of my things I just enjoy doing, especially like when my own personal art. So like my book, the one that has the Kickstarter, like the art pieces, a lot of those like majority of those backgrounds, if you see a texture to it, is a texture I created through like trial, error, experimentation, took the time to figure out which combos of textures work, a lot of like layering. And that's really playing around with a lot of brushes, because playing around with those brushes helps me come up with different texture ideas because I like developing textures. So
yeah, the background's a lot more dynamic now. I like it.
Yeah.
Looks like there should be a cartoon made out of these two characters.
My little she spawn, my little she spawn, la la la. Perfect theme song too. So I like this one because you could tell how it like fades in and out from the colors that are beside it and under it. So it helps create really cool textures, which I really love about this brush. So the textures it creates just through blending alone is just so fun. Let's go back to it.
Reminder, if anybody in the audience has a question or wants to come up on stage, please feel free. We are coming up on the hour, so don't miss your chance.
Yeah, I might go a little over an hour because I still have to shade her.
No worries. Take it.
But we're gonna get pretty close.
Just giving them a warning so they know to get on up. What's going on, Raul?
Hi, thank you for accept me in the stage. I had hi Agnes, hi Ruben. I had one question.
Yeah, of course.
Is I see your words because I try to do the homework for see your art, and it's so awesome and so cute. Well,
Thank you.
Who are your artist reference or inspirations for do your stuff?
Well, earlier on, I really loved Humberto Ramos, Joe Mad. They're definitely some of my very early inspirations who just showed me that, hey, you can do whatever style you want. And I love that so much. I'm just adding a bit of a texture to the background to pull it out a little right now. I really like Scotty Young now a lot too. Scotty Young stuff's really cool. Dustin Wynn is a really cool inspiration too. I really like Jill Thompson. Jill Thompson really pushed me to pursue my own watercolors. So I really love Jill Thompson's like watercolor. I thought she's really great at what she does. Those are just some. Oh, Michael Turner was definitely some. I know I have no Michael Turner, but when I first got into comics, I thought you had to draw the comic book style. Michael Turner was a huge inspiration for me and such a good person. But yeah, those are some I can think of off the top of my head. Just like color granite. So now I'm going to go into some of the shading for this character.
Thank you for answering my question. And I had Michael Turner for reference too. I love Witchblade and all the work for Michael Turner. And Scotty Young is also an artist. And you are an amazing artist, and I love your work. And thank you for answering.
That means a lot. Thank you so much.
That cheese spoon are so awesome.
Thank you. I'm definitely having a lot of fun with it. Fun fact about Witchblade. Witchblade was the very first comic I bought at like a higher price point, at a comic store, was on the wall. And up until then, I was using my allowance and only buying like comics like right when they came out. But of course, I learned about Witchblade a little later, and I really wanted one of the earlier issues because I'm like, I have to own this. So it's the very first comic. As like little Agnes went, I have to actually save more money and buy the more expensive one because I understood. I'm like, this is rare. This is rare and I need it. Little collectible Agnes. Oh, the red. We forgot about the red. I need to go fill that red.
Oh, I was just waiting in to remind you. I wasn't going to let you forget.
There we go. Oops. It's because
do you still collect anything? Do you like actively collect? Or just create?
I don't actively collect now, mainly because I got too many things. I buy digital comics now, unless it's something I really, really want, which hasn't happened in a little while now. I spend more money on original art now when I can. It's definitely not the cheapest. So like, I have some original, like Peach Momoko. Before she like blew up, I was very lucky to get a few pieces from her. So I think more of my art now goes towards trying to buy art rather than comics as frequently.
For sure. Especially, all that physical space adds up. That's why collecting NFTs is cool. Don't have to worry about all that physical space.
100%.
Oh yeah, the shading's coming along nicely.
Speed shading. It's on white, that's why. So I use a multiply layer when I work, and I like using the multiply layer because it makes it so that my shading doesn't get too dark. And my multiplies are usually set about 50 or so. If I need more adjustment, then I do a second adjustment layer. But I usually have one light adjustment layer and one dark adjustment layer. So one dark one for my shading, and then one light one for any accents that I would like to do in light. So it's usually how I set up my layers when I work. One light, one dark main one, and then sometimes extra adjustment ones if needed. They're really coming together. Computer's lagging a bit. It always lags a bit when I stream. It's very annoying. Let's add a little bit of light. And let's add a little tiny bit of dark up here. Just add a little more depth to the eyes.
Jabizo has a question asking if you use overlay layers for lighting, for the light.
Honestly, I don't use it very frequently. Usually my light one is, I'm just very careful with it. Occasionally I use overlay layers to add like extra effects, but it's not very common that I'll use it on my light one. I know a lot of artists use overlay. I use it for like my light adjustment layer, or if I'm like lighting effects. If I need lighting effects, then I definitely use overlay in that situation.
The shading really makes it pop.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. The shading always is the extra touch to make everything really start coming together. Yeah, and usually like if I'm working on longer pieces, the shading takes longer and it's less of guessing. But I always make sure whenever I start anything, I decide where the light source is, and I decide kind of the light source is kind of like over them to the side. Mm-hmm. But yeah, sure, pick like a very clear light source if you're doing like, oh, I forgot her face. Pew, pew. All right.
And I know For the audience, they would love to see a big old signature somewhere on here. I'm assuming.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah.
Gotta brand it.
Gotta brand it.
4 late flies sold. Yep. Well done, OddKey Community. Shout out for this.
Yeah, and I kept it super cheap too. But it's really great. And I know, like, from my first stream, I think like 1 or 2 supporters supported my Kickstarter right off. So I thought that was really cool. And I was like, oh, cool. And I felt like it does make you feel very special when you come into a community and the community reacts to you in a positive way. So thank you guys. Like, seriously,
Absolutely.
like you don't have to support what you do anyways. And as a creative, like that just means the world. So massive thank you.
We love independent artists here, and we appreciate you taking your time. And it's also really refreshing for us to have somebody join us that is as adept in NFT technology. Even if you feel like you aren't, you are countless leaps ahead of any other artists we've had on. So super exciting.
Yay. I find the technology so fascinating. I think like
I don't understand why no artist wouldn't.
Seriously, it's like the stuff you could do and the control, like, I don't know. I think creators are definitely missing out. And like it's a shame that comics always takes so long to like catch up to anything because it feels because it feels like such a waste. And like I was talking to someone else, so I hang around with Ghost Club and Mombot and stuff, and I love her. And we're talking, and me and another artist, we were like, we could have gone into NFTs as early as like 2000, but I was so afraid of my own community that it took me till the end of 2021 to really start being like, hey, I support NFTs, and starting to like even talk about it. And it's just because I was petrified, like, and it's
rightfully so. I mean, a lot of artists were getting ostracized for it, and you were telling us some of your stories about how you were getting death threats and everything.
Yeah, it was horrible. Like, people are telling me that I'm like, oh, I should go kill myself for liking NFT. I'm like, guys, this doesn't make any sense.
None.
And like the email like the message I got from the crazy person, I'm like, dude, like seriously, like I'm not, no, like I'll come find you. And I'm like, why do you even want to find me? Please don't find me. But like, it was scary. And I'm like, I'm just ban. I never in my life banned so many people as quickly. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but if they're gonna stop following you just based off what you do creatively, then they were never true fans anyways.
Yeah.
Good riddance. They can leave.
Yeah, it was I won't lie, it was a little scary, yo. Like,
yeah, I can't imagine. But here you are now, and
yeah.
Fat Ponies is coming to Solana, right?
Fat Ponies are most likely. It's looking that way right now.
I'm gonna keep working on you. You gotta come to the light side.
No, but I am honestly though, I am leaning towards Solana for the ponies. So as of right this moment, Solana is definitely the leading chain.
Perfect. Well, I know people in the audience were asking me to get OddKey whitelist to your Fat Ponies drops, so I'll make it my mission.
Come on, load.
The spinning wheel of death. Has it ever happened to you? Have you ever been like in almost under the big project and you lose everything?
Yep, been there.
Yeah, there's no worse feeling as a creator, I'd imagine.
It hurts.
Yeah. Kobe said in all caps, save that shit for real. Does platforms like this autosave? Because I know some do, but some don't. Does Clipstar autosave?
Kind of. I have it on an autosave, but it doesn't go off as frequently as I would like it. So I do get in the habit of also saving because bad things happen when you don't save. Sorry, it's actually auto saving on the side right now. When it sometimes lags, I can't do anything. It's because it goes on to an auto save, which is like, yay! Auto save actually saved me really, really good. Oh, it's that one. You're not going? What are you? Is it because? Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to myself now. Oh, it's because I didn't set it. Duh. Busy Sunday. Yes, I am busy. I have to work. Why are you not?
No days off for an artist.
Okay. Select. Invert. Oh my gosh, my friend's message threw me off. There we go. Perfect. Oh, let's make this gray. Ooh, like that. That looks cool, like the slightly different gray. Guys, I actually did a mistake, but it was one of those happy mistakes where I was trying to do one thing, but another thing happened. I'm like, oh my god, this is exactly what I kind of wanted anyways. It works out. Why aren't you? Which layer are you? You're this one, right? Okay. So, it's not this one. It's not this one. We could delete these two. This is when you don't clean up your layers, guys. Listen to Agnes, clean up your layers. This one. And then these two together over here. The lower layer. And then we're going to select that. We're making our new layer. And we're going to, I always lower my selection border because it's just easier for me to see things. We're adding a little bit more depth to these moving chains. Oh, that looks cool. Look how cool that looks. Sorry, I'm very excited. I'm a little too excited.
Oh, yeah, happy accidents.
Yeah. Am I missing anything?
Your signature?
That. Other than that, I'm just doing a looky through. Super goody. All right. And then, I hope you guys like this. I had so much fun with this one. Let's make it.
I think it's a resounding yes from the community feedback. I don't know if you're able to look at chat, but they've been talking about it a lot.
Oh, I have not looked at chat. Let me look at chat. Oh, you know what? One little touch. I don't know. I'm going to test this out first, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to null it. But let me try this first.
Yeah, I like that.
You like it or do you do?
I do like it.
Okay, so we're keeping it.
Yeah.
I was not sure, but I got a yay. Let me just add a little bit.
Are you drawing with your mouth or mouse or a stylus?
I have a Wacom.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know if this will work. Hi, people. I just want to see my workstation before I log off. I couldn't turn on earlier because it'll lag me too much. But this is my tablet. It is massive. And the reason why I work on this is because I keep it on a very high angle, so it helps me not slouch as much. I do find sometimes my head's a little forward. I have to work on that. But it helps me keep the distance between my tablet very narrow, and it helps me from slouching. And as an artist, you always want to think about your longevity. And one thing a lot of people don't think about is their posture. So when I work, this hand is over here with the laptop because I hit the hotkeys, and I just kind of work like this. But
oh, yeah, you got a prime setup going right now.
Yeah, and then all my collectibles behind me because I'm a nerd. But yeah, so now I can show you guys that just because if I was doing it while I was working, it would lag me way too much. But yeah, we're done. Let me check out the chat.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate everyone tuning in this Friday evening. Hope you all had a good time. Agnes, is there anything you want to let the audience know about? Maybe direct them towards your Kickstarter one more time before we close out?
Yeah, if you guys want to check out my Kickstarter, if you just click my name, I put the link in the bio. Super easy to find. And my Kickstarter is being blasted all over my socials under my name as well. But yeah, if you guys can check that out. Oh, the signature's down here. It's hidden. Don't worry. There's a signature. Where is it? There it is, right there. But that would be amazing. And thank you for you guys who bought my late fly. That's also really cool. But yeah, seriously, you guys are an amazing community. So thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to having you on again in the future.
Yay. And I hope everyone has themselves a wonderful evening too.
For sure. And you guys look forward to this being Agnes's first one-of-one Solana NFT. So that's pretty exciting. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.